Well, hello and hallelujah, everybody. It is Sweet Bobby on this beautiful election day. And listen, y'all, I know a lot of us are divided on who we want to be the president and all this stuff. And the thing is, Jesus is still Lord, regardless of who is in the charge. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody cool down. It's going to be just fine. Your happiness and joy is not dependent on the president. Y'all, when I was born, Nixon was president. I have lived through Nixon. I've lived through Ford. I've lived through Carter. I've lived through Reagan. I've lived through Daddy Bush. I've lived through Clinton. I've lived through Baby Bush. I've lived through Obama. I've lived through Trump. I've lived through Biden. And I will live through Kamala or Donald. I have lived through them all, and everything is just fine. And little fat Bobby, sweet Bobby, has never missed a meal. And I doubt I'll miss a meal on whoever's going to be elected this time. So anyway, half of us are going to be upset and half of us are going to be, but why don't we be a little different and let's just be joyous on whoever is the president and just be glad that we got a country. It was so encouraging this morning. Y'all, I'm in Georgia. Of course, I'm in one of the swing states, and I'm telling you, I went by this morning to take my son to school, and before 7 o'clock, the parking lot was full at the polling place. I was so encouraged that so many people are involved in the election. So it should be a good day, y'all. Everybody just sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready for tonight, and we'll see what happens. So I asked Claude a couple of things. I asked him, first of all, I asked him, did he think that this Bob Joyce or whatever his name is he Elvis? And because my wife is convinced now that Pastor Bob Joyce or Bob Jones, whatever his name is Elvis. And I'm like, Beth, ain't no way. And I asked Claude, is Bob Joyce Elvis? And Claude said, no, there's no proof that he's Elvis, even though there's some similarities and he sounds like him and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, my wife is still convinced. So Claude doesn't think that Elvis is Bob Jones is Elvis is still alive. But I asked Claude, what do you think about our strategy here? What do you think? How do you think we're going to do in a post rate cut environment? So we're in an area where they're cutting rates, rates got a little high to get inflation under control. And now we're going to be in a rate cut environment, maybe over the next 2 to 3 years. And so the base case is the Fed pivots to rate cuts, which they already have. TQQ benefits from a tech rally. This is kind of what Claude thinks is going to happen. And the TML correlation shifts positive. Now, remember, it's an uncorrelated asset, but Claude thinks that TMF is going to shift positive correlation and expected returns of 45 to 55% of probability of such is 40%. Okay, so that kind of gives us something to think about. And then it gave us what happens if it's a bear case, if there's a hard landing, if the tech sector is repricing and there's bond market stress, then expected returns are down a little bit less. He said there's probably a 30% case that we get a hard landing, right? So 25, 35% compared to 45, 55%. So this doesn't help us as much. And then a bull case where there's a soft landing, there's a tech innovation cycle, and a bond market stability where we might get expected returns of 60 to 70% with a 30% probability of a bull case. So we got the base case, we got the bear case, we got the bull case, and Claude thinks that our strategy should do pretty well in all of those environments. Well, I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, who knows what Claude thinks? We don't know what Claude thinks or Claude knows, but I thought it was kind of neat to have somebody over my shoulder going, what do you think we're going to do with our little strategy over the next couple of years? So that's kind of cool. And y'all, we're having a good day today. Oh my goodness, we're having a good day. Now keep in mind, we've not broken out to the bull yet. We're not fully bull. We are in a down trend, a mini downtrend within a major uptrend. Right. So we look at these things all together. We have periods of consolidation, then we have breakouts to the downside, and then we'll have more consolidation, and then we'll have breakouts to the upside. So these things just repeat over and over and over again. And so right now we are currently in a little bit of a down move, but we're having a big day today. Really, really nice day. So let's see how the market's doing today. Look at this, y'all. NQ is up 1.24. You say, Bob, what does that mean about our old friend TQQQ? Well, we know what that means. We should be up over 3%, right? So let's look at TQQQ is up 3.7%. Look at that. Waka waka. Moving good. So we like those big moves in our favor. And the E-minis is up 1% exactly, 57.5 points. And the VIX has gone from 22 down to 20. The AD is very strong at 306, even though we are flatlining now. Look at this. We have a little bit of divergence here as well. We see a flat AD line and an up E-minis. And so we think that this will probably come back down and match the AD line. Let's look at the big green monster for the E-minis. And indeed, we have jumped from being fairly priced, and this says that this move is overdone a little bit. We are overbought for the fair value zone below. But look at these lines here. Boom, right on the 120 line. Boom, right on the 120 line. And these line up so many times over and over again. Let's see what the NQ look like on our thing here. So we are oversold. This looks a little bit bullish here for the fair value zone above. And we do have what makes this more of a, looks like a bullish case, is we've got the fair value zone here above, and we actually have some areas of pockets of vacuums right here that like to be touched. So things kind of look really kind of bullish on this, whereas yesterday it was looking kind of bearish. But I have no idea because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sweet Bobby. All right. So let's see how our little account is doing today. So let's go over here, and it looked really good. It looked like this, y'all. Look at this. Our Crimson account is up $476. Our other little account that we got going on is up $220. And we've got a couple accounts here in the 558, 689 that we're not doing anything in right now. That's fine. No big deal. We're just checking it out. But our things are doing really good. Let's say TMF is down a little bit today. Our ES positions are overall negative, but look at TQQQ, y'all. It is making $804 in both of our accounts today. Let's see what it's doing in that one account today. Okay, let's put in our little password here. We are up. Let's see, let me undo this one. Yeah, $618 in this one account, which is really, 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 really nice. So we like that a lot. Let's see how our hedge is doing today. Let's see if we've got our hedge out. Let's go to positions, go to count requirement. And remember, the market is up today. What does that mean? Well, if you're a Democrat, you probably think that that means that they think that Kamala is going to be president. If you're a Republican, you probably think that the market thinks that Trump is going to be president. So we really don't know. The market was down yesterday and the market was up today. So we really don't know what it means. But let's look at this and see. We've got ES and we want to do our TQQQ. And let's see if we are, and see they've got the new auto refresh button. Isn't that cool? Auto refresh to keep these things refreshed. That's really cool. Let's go to this and see what we've got. So let's make this go up to 40 points. You say, why 40? That's what happened on the day of August 5th. VIX went up 40 points, y'all, on that day, but it only went down 4%. So if that happened, we'd be up $8,000. If the market were to crash tonight after the election, if somebody is upset and half the country is mad and pissed off and they're burning down buildings and all kinds of stuff, and we get a big, humongous crash, we're going to be up 31,000. Actually, we're going to be up more than that because TQQQ would only be down 60%. We don't be up $36,432. I say crash, baby, crash, baby, crash, baby, crash. Y'all see what a great little strategy we've got going on? Everybody see what we've got going on? We have a very, very volatile TQQQ that can give us outsized returns to the upside. And we've got a hedge to the downside. I love this strategy. Is it a perfect strategy? No. Do I think it's going to do well in the future? Yes. I think we are at the beginning of a technological revolution, and I think we are going to be just fine over the next 10 to 15 years. And Claude thinks that we're going to do well as well. And our strategy has performed well over the last 15 years. Will it do it over the next 15 years? I think so. So everything looks really, really good. All right, guys, that's our session for today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Y'all go vote if you haven't, and we will see y'all with the new president tomorrow.